While cruising through the Blue Ridge Mountains of West Virginia, we couldn't pass up the opportunity to check out the Greenbrier Resort and Hotel. Built in 1778, the Greenbrier occupies over 11,000 acres of land. With its classic decor and stunning architecture, this grand resort is a celebration of history. However, the true treasure of this hotel lies underneath. That's where we met up with Dr. Bob, the historian at the Greenbrier, where he let us in on one of the best-kept secrets during the Cold War.
This was a bunker for Congress. This was the emergency relocation center for the legislative branch of the federal government. So we're going to go through this door here and enter a 112,000 square foot concrete box, basically.
I see this massive door behind us. I think it's time to enter the vault.
You want to do that?
I do.
Absolutely.
All right. We can pull that off.
All right.
Let's go this way.
Okay. Brian and I were excited. Dr. Bob led us down a long corridor, the same corridor members of Congress would have been ushered in the event of a nuclear war. Their next stop, the decontamination room, where each person would have been required to remove their clothing. But I'll let Dr. Bob explain more.
It turns out there's no magic. I mean, radiation attaches to dust. That's what fallout is. And so once you burn that, then the clothing, if there's anything on your body, it's just a matter of washing it. It's basically hot water. Back through here, they had a whole supply of fatigues, so everybody got new clothes.
So even the Congress would have been in military fatigues?
Yeah, this whole area here was just stacks and stacks of military fatigues.
More than 1,100 people would have lived here with one goal in mind: to preserve a working and functioning government.
So what we did when we reconfigured this was get a lot of the original equipment back from the late 50s, early 60s. Some weapons here for riot control. Yeah, when you think about what they had to consider to pull this off, to have all these people here, first of all, to get them here, and then not only to survive, but to do those things they need to do to be political leaders. It's a wildly complex plan they had to come up with. Remember, the big picture was you're moving the institution of Congress here, and they're going to continue to function as a legislative branch. So you had the bigger room here for the House, and there's a small room right next to us for the Senate. And then they would have stayed in contact as a communication center here. And all this was to provide continuity of government in the face of a catastrophic event and be able to show the public that the government was intact.
Dr. Bob, can you brief us where we're at?
Can you keep it nice and brief?
Okay, well, this is a briefing room. So remember, you have members of Congress here, and they're going to want to know what's going on outside. So they're here for a substantial length of time. So people will come in here and explain how the situation is evolving out there. So, thus the briefing room.
The bunker had it all: operating rooms, a pharmacy, cafeteria, and much more. All protected by this massive glass door, which opens with only 50 pounds of pressure. Bob, here we are, the big door.
The big one, yeah, this is the big one.
Who was it made by?
By the Mosler Safe Company. Now, they've gone out of business, but there was a time, virtually any bank in America you went in, the bank vault door was built by Mosler. When Hiroshima was bombed after the Second World War, the bank vaults survived.
When I was a kid growing up, going through the tail end of that, teachers used to practice a drill where I would go under the desk and that would save me. Why didn't they just build the bunker out of a big desk?